Good afternoon, y'all. It's Lippy. It's 3:15. Y'all know what that means. That means it's coffee time. But I cannot take credit for this recipe whatsoever. But a couple of days ago, I had made a cherry icebox pie. It was a recipe that I found in my mama's recipe box. We call it the treasure box, a box of treasures. And it must have sparked a memory for Miss Gail. And this is what I love about my channel, our community channel, is because many of you like to share recipes, but Miss Gail shared a recipe that sparked. And I was like, with your permission, may I please make this recipe? We're looking at Easter in just a few days. And the color of this dessert and how you can take it even over the top to really dress it up for Easter, I had to do this recipe. Plus, here's the hint. Can y'all see what's in there? Let me get some out. It's pistachios. And I know I probably tore that word up. See? This is the #1 favorite snack in the house. They can get expensive. But my husband, Buddy, and the grandkids, this is their go-to snack, and it sits on the counter. Better than chocolate. So as you can see, we're going to make something with pistachios. There again, you haters don't be hating on me. It's pistachio. Did I get it? Pistachio. Y'all, it's that word right there. I got to lippify it up. So, I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to show you all the ingredients that Miss Gail said we needed. And we're going to make this recipe. And Lippy is going to make her very proud. I'm also going to make my grandkids very proud because I'm taking this to a ball game tomorrow. So, oh, and there's a bonus recipe within this one. So, don't be clicking off. Stay on. But let's rock this one out. And then you want to grease a 9x13 baking dish. Only grease the bottom, not the sides. Okay, now for the crust. In this bowl is 1 3/4 cup of pecan sandy cookies. You're going to need 1 3/4 cup, which is 1 11-ounce package of pecan sandy cookies. I use the whole package. And I just mixed them in my blender. You're going to need 1/4 cup of sugar. And you're going to need 1/2 cup of melted butter. Now this is salted butter. I like that sweet and salt. So that's for the crust, and we're going to do it first. And then for the filling, and it's going to be 2 different stages. This is layering. So you're going to need 2 packages of pistachio pudding. And that's 2 3.4-ounce packages. An 8-ounce package of cream cheese. You're going to need 2.5 cups of milk. And you're going to need Cool Whip. There's 1/4 cup sugar. And I'm going to get that combined. Now, if you didn't want to use the sandy cookies, go ahead and use graham crackers. But Miss Gail said she used these cookies, and that's what we're going to do. Now, this was an off-brand, a Walmart brand. It was half the price. So this was $2. Then we're going to come in with 1/2 cup of melted butter. Okay, I've got it in my baking dish, and as you can see, I have 2 ramekins. Because this is not a 9x13, I've got 2 individual servings. Now, I'm just taking the back of my measuring cup. This is how I would do my graham crackers. And I'm going to firmly press I want it even. And I found that this works the best. Here we go. They're ready to go in the oven. And she said to bake this on 350 till golden brown. Okay, while our crust is cooking, this is 1 8-ounce package softened cream cheese, and I've left mine out quite a few hours. But I'm gonna get it mixed before we add the Cool Whip. Okay, now we're gonna add a cup of Cool Whip. I was thinking, since this is Easter week, Miss Gail, I'm gonna change it up just a little bit. I want this to be tinted yellow, because with the pudding mixture being a green, I think the two colors will really speak Easter. All right, let's blend this up. Oh, I hope the camera's picking up on this yellow tint. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna see if y'all can see the color. I hope the camera's picking up on it. It is a very soft yellow. Okay, we're gonna set this to the side. Okay, we're gonna get our second bowl of goodness going. So I transferred the cream cheese and Cool Whip to a different bowl. So I'm gonna set that aside. And she said use 2 packages. And these are 3.4 ounce packages of pistachio instant pudding. And 2.5 cups of cold milk. Oh, that color. I'm telling you, I think this is gonna be a hit. Okay, that's blended up. Now let's check on our crust. Okay, they came out of the oven. They're golden brown. And we have got to let them completely cool. And then we'll start layering it up. But you could omit these 2 ramekins and just use a 9x13. Okay, the first layer, remember, was the cream cheese and Cool Whip. And I tinted it a little bit yellow. And she said, put about half. We're done with the first layer. So pretty. Now we gotta come in with the second layer. Let me get a spatula. Okay, this is where Lippy didn't read the directions, because she says combine the remaining number 1 bowl to the second bowl. Well, remember, I put some yellow food coloring in here. So, we're fixing to see what we're making. That's actually very pretty. I don't think I have enough to do the 2 ramekins, but that's okay. Let me see how far this goes. That's actually really pretty. And I'll just top them with Cool Whip, because we have to top this with Cool Whip. Now she says come in and top it with some whipped topping. We get a little dollop here on these ramekins. There we go. Now it's smoothing out. Get a little bit more here. And there we go. Okay, Miss Gail said that you take the pistachios and you just chop them and sprinkle it all on top. Then it hints and lets people know what it is. But I won't be adding nuts today. One of the 3 grandchildren, they do not like nuts. So I said, okay, I'll skip the nuts. you know, on the large one. But let's bring it to Easter. Well, one of them doesn't want coconut. So I'm going to tell y'all how I was going to do it. I was going to take some coconut that I have, and I was going to put it in about a 250-degree oven for about 2 minutes only. You just want the oils of the coconut, you know, your bag coconut, to start getting damp. 2 minutes, really, that's all it takes, because it's really not going to get hot. Put it in a bowl, a little bit of green food coloring, mix it around, sprinkle it to make it look like grass, or do it in one corner. So if you did it in one corner, just a little bit of coconut, make it look like grass, put you a little peep in there, you know, the little marshmallow peeps, and a couple of jelly beans. Y'all, that's the perfect dessert. You know, if you're going somewhere for Easter, church, you know, what is it, dinner on the grounds? There you go. And then that just speaks Easter. And then when they cut into it, which we will, and see the layers, knock it out of the park. But I chose my bowl because it's got the Easter colors in it. I may still do a little coconut in the corner with a peep and jelly beans, just so it looks cute. Because why? This is chilling, and it's got to chill a couple of hours. I'm going to get our supper going, and that's the bonus video. I'm not going to take you all the way through it, but we're having cube steak and gravy. And I'm going to make a double batch so Buddy has leftovers tomorrow. But I'm going to run you through really quick. And then when I get back to sample this for y'all, I'll also show you the cube steak. Okay, my oven is preheating to 325. And I've got my large iron skillet heating. Okay, here is my beef cutlets that I have seasoned with swamp mix, secret seasoning coming up, salt and pepper. And I've got some self-rising flour here seasoned with Miss Lippy's swamp mix. Okay, my oven has preheated to 325. And I've got peanut oil in here. I don't have much. Tell you what, I'm going to check it with the tine of this fork. Just enough to cover the bottom and barely come up the side. Because we're not going to be cooking this all the way through. Okay? We're just going to get it brown. I'm going to crank my heat up to about a 6. Can you see? I've just dredged in self-rising flour that I seasoned with swamp mix. Now I'm going to go in. You hear that sizzle? You know it's ready. But I want to make sure it's coated because like I said, we're not cooking these all the way through. You don't want to crowd them. So I'm going to do 3 at a time. Probably about 2 minutes on one side, 2 to 3 minutes. I'll check them. Flip them over 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm transferring them to a baking dish. And I'll show you the next step. Okay, they're ready to flip. Perfect. I'm turning down just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to reserve those drippings. Okay, I got my stove set to a number 4. I've left some drippings. And I'm going to go in with a large sweet onion. This is where you can leave the onions out. Or cut them up very small. We happen to like onions. And you'll see why I pulled that grease out. Because I'm going to put a little bit of salt on these onions to sweat them out. And we're going to let these cook just a few minutes. And as they start releasing moisture, I'll start using the back of this spatula and I'm going to start scraping the bottom. Get all of that flavor, as we call it in Louisiana, the gratin. If y'all could smell this. Oh, Lord. I'm about to make my husband very, very happy. Okay, it's been maybe 2 minutes. Can you see all of that liquid that's coming out? Okay. Now I'm going to go up till about a 5. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 heaping tablespoons of that reserve flour. 1. About 1.5 of the oil. And let's see. Let's see if I'm about right. Nope, I'm going to need a little bit more oil. Let me get some of that goodie out of there. Because them cutlets absorbed most of that oil that they was cooking in. Okay, there we go. Now that's where I want it. It's almost equal parts flour as it is to the oil. Now I'm going to do this about 2 minutes, y'all. I'm sitting on about a 6.5. That flour is cooking out now. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, the ones that's never done this before, make sure you have your water, your beef base, beef broth, if you want chicken broth, vegetable stock, you have it handy. Now I'm guesstimating about 3 cups, but I think I'm going to end up adding a cup of water, so I do have a cup of water sitting to the side. Okay, now I'm going to go in with about, not quite, 1/4 of a cup of onion soup mix. And this is soup mix that I make in-house. There's a recipe in the playlist in the kitchen with Miss Lippy. Now we're fixing to start with the water. And I know it's going to take that cup of water. And don't be alarmed when it starts getting very thick on you real fast, okay? That's what it's supposed to do. Now I'm coming in with 3 cups of beef stock. Now I'm going to do 1.5 cups for right now. So now we're sitting at 2.5 cups total liquid. Cup of water, 1.5 cups of beef stock. Now let's wait for it to come back up and thicken. I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire. About a heaping teaspoon. Now I'm going to come in with the rest of my beef broth. Now we want that to cook a good 5 minutes. Okay, now we're going to pour the gravy over it. Oh, look at that goodness. Now what's left, I will cool and freeze for Salisbury steaks. And it's going to bake 1.5 hours to 2 hours. I'm going to check it at 1.5 hours because these were not very thick cutlets. Basically low and slow. Okay, y'all, it's supper time. I got the mat. Well, I got to raise the camera
supper time.
And I'm going to lower you down, and I'm just going to cut this cube steak. And I want y'all to see how tender, okay?
Oh, it's
All right, I'm fixing to cut it where you can see it. This is my plate. Y'all, it cuts like butter.
That's what you call fine victuals.
We got dessert, and it's a surprise. So we'll be back right after supper. Look at the layers of this goodness. It's so pretty. All right, here we go. I've had something similar to this when I was a youngster. Y'all, this is, I'm not just saying it, this is a winner. Them sandy cookies or pecan sandies, yes indeed. Y'all be careful sending Lippy recipes. I'm watching calories. I'm watching them grow and grow right now because this is phenomenal. Here's your Easter dessert. And here's the thing I noticed. It's not really sweet. A hint of sweet, but I'm pulling the cream cheese. I'm pulling the pudding, but I'm not pulling that sweetness. It's very good to the palate, y'all. It's not heavy. I was shocked. I am shocked. This is actually good. Take it from me, guys. You need to try this. It's not one of them over-the-top sweet. This is a great balance. Stay safe, and God bless. And happy Easter!